I learn iPrism, the administrative tutorials, profiles and filtering, lock ACL. We'll start off by explaining the functions performed by locked ACLs, and then we'll create a locked ACL and see how it impacts users and their access and override requests. Let's get started. The lock ACL function prevents unauthorized or unintended changes to an enterprise's filtering policies. With iPrism filtering, monitoring and blocking specific iGuard categories in a profile's ACL, such as pornography or violence, ensures strict enforcement of an enterprise's filtering policies. With the lock ACL function, an enterprise can lock these blocked categories, preventing them from having these unauthorized or unintended changes from ever occurring. Within the lock ACL page, the category lock screen reads, "You have the ability to lock settings of categories nobody will be able to modify. Any locks that you make to the web or IM P2P ACLs will be applied to all existing and new ACLs." Let's create a basic lock ACL policy that blocks and locks a few of the more likely to be targeted web categories. Click the Web Lock ACL Edit button. Notice that this new window is identical to the Profiles and Users Web Profiles ACL Edit screen. We're directly impacting every single ACL in every single profile, current and future. In this example, we'll create a filtering policy exceptions baseline that will be unassailable from any angle, even by the iPrism administrator. Click the Monitor and Block checkboxes for sex, questionable activities, and security exploits. If you expand these categories, you can see that all subcategories have also been checked. Further down, expand the Internet group of categories and check the Anonymizer subcategories Monitor and Block options. Still further down, check Monitor and Block in the Dynamically Detected categories. Also, to ensure that everyone has safe searching enforced, check the General Options Safe Search Enforcement checkbox. Click OK. In a moment, you'll be able to see the impact of selecting these various lock ACL options. Let's take a look at some web profile ACLs and see how the lock ACL enhances their abilities to further secure web activity. We'll start off with viewing the Pass All Web Profile ACL, found in the Web Profile screen. Notice that all categories are unblocked. Now, let's navigate back to the Lock ACL screen and make some changes. We'll select the Monitor All button and select the first three categories to be blocked. After saving these changes, we'll navigate back to the same Pass All Web profile to see the impact of the Lock ACL function. Notice that not only are the Lock ACL selections checked, they're grayed out, signifying that these settings are now locked. More advanced Lock ACL functions include several options, starting with the ability to enable or disable the Lock ACL options just created in the previous steps. By clearing the Lock ACLs in each profile box, all web profiles will revert to their previously saved state, free of the Lock ACL settings. Should enterprises wish to prevent users from even asking for access on locked categories, ensure that the "But allow users to request access" box is cleared. This keeps Help Desk from having to respond to every single request access event, just the legitimate ones, and increasing their productivity. Let's take a look at the impact that changing the Lock ACL request access functions have on users and iPrism administrators. We'll start off with a user receiving a block page after attempting to visit a blocked hacking site. Notice that the user has the ability to request access to this site. This generates an email request to Help Desk, who will have to take steps to deny this user access. Next, we'll make the necessary changes to the Lock ACL screens, specifically locking several categories and ensuring that any of these locked categories cannot have users requesting access. Now, in this next screen, we see the user receiving the same block page as before, but this time, when they attempt to request access, they're met with a request denied screen. No Help Desk interactions required. Next, to ensure that these blocked and locked ACLs cannot be overridden, ensure the box "Lock ACLs are not overridable" is selected. Right below, the ability to allow only the iPrism administrators to perform overrides can be selected. The results of selecting these options are very similar to the request access function just above, with the primary difference that overrides are performed directly at the user's workstation, rather than from the Pending Requests interface. For a tutorial on pending requests, click the tutorial link located in the Profiles and Filtering Pending Requests page. Thanks for watching. For more tutorials, click on the info icon located at the bottom of this video player.